Welcome back to episode 3 of the European Summer Diaries. Episode 3 is based in Lisbon, where we ate lots of pastel de natas, drank lots of sangria, and enjoyed spending time in a new culture, making lots of new friends. This trip was the start of a 2-week travel around Europe, and it was the perfect way to start. It really opened my mind to understanding the benefits of travel and how exciting it can be to meet loads of people from all over the world. This week really gave me a massive travel bug. I now really just want to experience different cultures, different places, different people. So hopefully there'll be lots more European summer diaries to come for you guys. On the 4th of June, we got up at 1 a.m. Our friend's boyfriend very kindly offered to drive us to Manchester Airport. So we drove to Manchester Airport, where it was a beautiful sunrise. We managed to hop on the plane, and before we knew it, we were in Lisbon. From Lisbon Airport, we got a few trains and we ended up in Lisbon city centre and exploring our Airbnb and the local area around it.
We've just arrived in the apartment. And we've now all in our summer dresses, ready for the beach.
Can I just say, I'm not like the other girls, I'm not in a summer dress.
We decided a beach day was a must, and as the weather didn't look so great, we thought today would be the perfect day to go for one. We headed to the closest beach, which arguably wasn't the nicest, but it had the sea, it had sand, and everything we wanted was there. The first book I was reading this holiday was The Girl Before, and now while I was reading this I was really enjoying it. The ending definitely wasn't for me. However, I would definitely recommend if you're into a sort of thriller. We felt so happy just to be at the beach finally. Honestly, just so lucky. The water was very cold but very refreshing. The sun was really warm and we loved just lying, chatting, enjoying ourselves. We decided for this evening that we'd have dinner at home, so we made a range of tomatoes, mozzarella, bread. It was seriously delicious. We played cards and listened to the music going on outside and decided we would go for an ice cream. We headed up all of the hills to the ice cream shop we wanted to go to. Got a lovely ice cream. I got pastel de nata flavour. We shopped around some of the little local shops and decided to call it a night. The next day we woke up pretty early and decided we wanted pastel de natas. I haven't had them before. They're little custard tarts that are a Portuguese delicacy and they are absolutely divine. Me and Emily took a little hot girl walk to try and find some, and we ended up finding a shop that we went back to religiously. We weren't sure where to eat them, so we thought we'd wander around. We sat on a little bench, had our first pastel de natas of the trip, and then wandered a little bit more where we found a viewpoint we would return to every single day. This viewpoint was absolutely breathtaking. It was so nice and quiet at the time we went. It got busy around 9 a.m, so we made sure to always leave by then. It really was the perfect start to every morning, and for me, having a morning routine on holiday is honestly one of my favourite things. I think I like that it makes me feel like a local, which is the best feeling in the world. For me as well, it was so nice to be able to make all of these amazing memories with Emily, who is just my absolute best friend, my travel buddy, my life partner, and I love her so much. Today was also luckily another really lovely day weather-wise, so we decided to go to Cascais for the day, spend some time on the beach, explore the little town, and just have some fun. The train from Lisbon to Cascais was around an hour, and it's super easy to navigate the Portuguese railway system. I definitely recommend travelling by train if you are going to Portugal. Cascais was the perfect beach town. It was absolutely beautiful, a lovely mix of tourists and locals. It was just a bonus about how easy it was to get to. We spent the day sizzling in the sun. We obviously took bread and butter with us, reading our books of course, and just enjoying ourselves. After a full day sizzling in the sun, of course we were parched and decided that beers were the only way to revive us. We went to a local little seafront bar and decided to get some beers. After this we headed more into the town of Cascais and saw this really sweet little restaurant. It was on the side of a busy walkway and we just thought the atmosphere was absolutely amazing. Food arrived and the food was even better. It was absolutely delicious. We ended the meal dancing in the street with a local band that was playing. It was so fun just to fully let loose and completely enjoy ourselves. We took a little walk around Qashqai and then headed home. The next day the weather seemed like it wasn't going to be as nice as we thought, so we went to the Feria de Ladre market. This market goes on every Tuesday and I would definitely recommend if you're in Lisbon. It had a range of vintage stalls, beautiful rings, jewellery, food, and honestly everything you can imagine. It was so nice to be surrounded by so much vibrancy, culture, different people. I think I've realised I really thrive in these conditions. We spent the afternoon just wandering through the different market stalls, looking at all the different rings. Emily bought a beautiful dress, but it was much warmer than we were expecting it to be, so at one point we had to stop in the local food market and grab ourselves a Diet Coke, some beer and some focaccia. This was hands down the best focaccia I've ever had. It was absolutely divine. And on our way back home, we saw a lady selling tooth gems on the side of the road, and of course Melissa decided she wanted to get one. It turned out really cool and she was so pleased with that. She's now decided she's going to have one on constantly. We returned home for a little bit and decided we wanted to find a local park just to sit and read a little in. As I was saying, I was really enjoying my book, so I was just constantly wanting to read. We took some beers and some crisps and just sat and enjoyed ourselves in the local park. Even though the sun wasn't shining, it was still really warm and honestly a great temperature. We went home and decided we wanted to save a little bit of money, so we chose to eat at home and had some tomato pasta with some fresh bread, and we had this meal so many times. It was absolutely delicious and exactly what we all needed. To finish the night off, we decided to go out for some sangria and just have a look at the view. It was so lovely, the atmosphere was amazing, it was so vibrant, and it was just lovely to spend a little bit of time together. Not that we already don't live together, but it was nice to spend some extra quality time together. Next morning we headed out for some breakfast. We were just walking towards the castle, thought we would see if we could find anywhere nice along the way, and we stumbled across this little restaurant. It was super cute and allowed for some great people watching because there were tons of people walking past. Ideally we would have sat outside, and we began to, but it started raining a little, so we thought inside was a safer option. The food was super tasty and we all got some sort of variation of avocado, eggs and toast. They had great vegan and veggie options too, which was also a bonus. The service in here was absolutely wonderful as the waitresses were so smiley. It really made our day. Because we thought it was going to rain a little bit, we decided to have a day filled with an activity. So after we'd got home and gone changed, we'd decided to head to the LX factory, which is a factory full of market stalls and food stalls, and it's honestly just such a lovely atmosphere. It was our last day here too, so we thought it would be the perfect option as it'd been highly recommended by lots of people. The LX factory is around a 10-minute drive from the centre of Lisbon. We just hopped in an Uber and we were there really soon. We decided to get ourselves some matching friendship bracelets, which was so cute, and when they're from a small business it's even more of a bonus. There were so many cool shops here full of really traditional Portuguese things, some less traditional, some ceramic dishes, some beautiful jewellery and clothes. It was a really great place to spend a day in Lisbon, and even better if it's a little bit rainy and you don't want to be sat on the beach, for example. As well as there being lots of shops to look around, there was also lots of places to sit and have a drink or have some food, which we felt would be perfect because it was actually much sunnier than we were expecting it to be. Emily, of course, had to get herself some pistachio ice cream as she's absolutely addicted, and rightfully so. On our way back home, we decided to stop at the Time Out Market just to have a little look around and have a little browse to see if it's something we wanted to visit the next day. It definitely was, and we decided to come back the next day for some dinner, and so we went home, got changed, and we actually went on a night out. It was so much fun and there was a brilliant festival going on, so we met some amazing people and just partied the whole night, to be honest. Next day we were feeling a little worse for wear after a night of drinking and clubbing. We had seen this cafe every time we'd walked into town and it had looked really tasty, so we decided to head to it today. It was called Restaurant 28 and I would definitely recommend. It had a really cool vibe inside and everything was so lovely. The food was absolutely delicious. I went for some avocado with an egg and me and Emily shared some pancakes too. Because the weather was a little bit off today, we decided to do some shopping and we'd seen there was a Brandy Melville there too. So we headed to Brandy Melville and I got some great purchases.
It's our final night. We're gonna go grab some dinner and come home and get an early night because we're leaving for the airport at 4 a.m. Yeah.
We then had a little coffee and a pastel nata outside of the rain and finally headed out to the Time Out Market for our dinner. The Time Out Market has loads of different stalls and you can basically get a bit of cuisine from everywhere, which we really like. We opted for some croquet, some margarita pizza and some fries, which was actually the perfect combo, as weird as it sounds. This was our final night in Lisbon and it was absolutely wonderful. We met some really interesting people and were just chatting all night. To say this was the third episode of the European Summer Diaries, it was so enjoyable and it made me so excited for the next episode. Lisbon is such a wonderful place with wonderful places around it too. We wanted to go to Sintra but didn't get a chance. However, Cascais was absolutely wonderful. I would really highly recommend going to Lisbon. It has so much to offer and a little bit of everything too, which is so nice. I hope you enjoyed the third episode of the European Summer Diaries and next episode will be Seville, so I'm so excited for you to see everything that we get up to there.